Welcome to the Lynn Sheryl Show. I'm Lynn Sheryl.
I'm Cheryl Eisenhower.
We'll be right back after this. Well, welcome back. We were talking about a short little conversation about short things. So I just was laughing about it. So hi, Cheryl. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I'm so glad to see you. Did you have a great time seeing some old friends?
I did. It was a really enjoyable time. It's amazing how you don't see somebody for a while and then you literally walk right back into the conversation. But yeah, it was good. Some of them are getting old. I can't imagine that.
But you haven't changed a bit, so I hope they're not watching this podcast and think you're talking about them.
They were probably sitting. Everybody's probably sitting there looking at me too. I mean, I'm up in front of them for presentations, but anyway, they got a good view of me whether they wanted it or not.
Oh, well, yeah, it is funny though. I think it's something we notice when like the children are getting older and stuff. It's like we see their transformation, right? And we're like, we haven't changed that much, have we?
Believe me, I look in the mirror every morning. This person is just a resemblance of what's really there.
So, bringing that up, I don't know why we brought that up, but does that have anything to do with the fact that you picked up the caterpillar forever?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, it was, I don't really know why. Well, yes, I do. Here's the main reason. Bob sent me this. Can you see it?
Yes.
And I was so excited that it was a butterfly. I love butterflies. I didn't notice that it had the cancer symbol here. So, and actually, I thanked him for the butterfly. Come to find out, there was a hidden meaning in it. I was just so excited about the butterfly.
It is beautiful. Can you bring that up again? Yeah, that's so sweet. Isn't that just
I
gorgeous?
said,
And it is the
"What's that?"
butterfly. Yeah, and you know that, yeah, and the butterfly, I just, you'll look at a butterfly different now, won't you?
Yeah, and I think part of me doesn't want to touch it. Another part, I think I'm going to get some pink stain or something and stain the
The middle,
emblem there.
yeah.
Maybe I may paint the butterfly. I don't know. I hate touching something good, but I guess I want to make other people see it. But yeah, we're not. Part of it too was um, remaining a caterpillar. Some people don't want to change. And I found a lot of that at the convention. Well, I'm not going to say a lot. So at the convention, everybody wants to stay in that same box forever.
Mhm.
And you got to open up sometime and let your wings out. And I'm starting to, maybe it's because I've bitched a lot. I don't know. Starting to see some of the younger people open up and excel. For years, we thought the National Chimney Guild was going to, there were so many of us
There he
older.
is. I didn't know he was here. He just got here, possibly. So you can thank him yourself on the. I knew he was sending you a gift, but Bob, I don't know if you noticed it. She did show that wonderful gift you sent her, and it means a lot to her. And she thought it was a butterfly, and so
I didn't say I was the smartest bulb in the box, but I do shine. But, but I just, we were really afraid that the organization was going to die a slow death because the older, younger people were not participating. And this year I noticed there were a lot of younger people there. And so some of them were reserved, and a few that had been there over a couple years that were really reserved were starting to step up.
that's
And
great.
I think people just realize get out of your cocoon and come out to the real world.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing is that it takes people like you, Cheryl, that, I'm honored to call you like family and like a second mom to me, and I love you so much. And it's people like you that, allow us to get out of our comfort zone and to feel like, we can shine and we can do, and be who we need to be. And it takes that to feel like you can bounce from there and, and be. But it's funny because I think those people that were there in your audience, they're being fed by you and seeing what you have to teach them, and right now you're teaching them everything they need to know. So of course you're not seeing what they're capable yet, but them showing up is just great, and I'm glad that they're getting that rapport with you. And it just takes that little bit for people to step up to the plate sometimes, I think.
Well, I've always been probably a little too open. Let's qualify that. I think I busted the cocoon many, many years ago, but I came out a moth instead of a butterfly. Took me a couple years to reform the wings, if you know what I mean. But I don't
Yeah,
remember, I've just always been wide open.
but look at you. You broke and cracked a little bit more when you got the C word, and you became a little bit more vulnerable, and you went even deeper than you did. So you even went to change, and it takes that sometimes for people to change and even crack more. So I think it takes being pushed to see where you'll go. You were able to share that. You surprised me because you gave me, you in confidence told me what was going on. And then, and I knew that in privacy. And then you came on here and you shared it with our audience. And I was surprised that you did that. And I was happy that you did, but you did go out of your comfort zone and you did do that, and again, that's because, you were vulnerable. So, I mean, it takes somebody like you to be vulnerable for other people to say, well, shit, if Cheryl can do it, I guess I better, suck it up and do it too. So,
Well, you weren't the only one surprised that day. Okay. It was just one of those open mouth, let it come out things. Did I plan to do it? About 2 seconds before I did it. Okay.
yeah.
Maybe not quite that long. And that's one of my gifts, and it's one of my flaws. It's a gift if it works. It's a flaw if what comes out, you should have just kept it back in. But I have this thing about, open mouth, words fall out. Then mine says, you didn't say that, did you? So,
Well, I do the same thing too, but it is those times that you feel like you shouldn't have said anything that were the most important time to have said those things. More than so,
it
so,
needed to be said.
right.
It needed to be said. And I think I said that day I was doing it for everybody else. I think I was doing it for me because I had screwed up for so many years. This thing could have happened years before and I would have never called it because I was stupid enough not to go. Okay. Be it an angel, be it a whisper, be it luck, be it karma, be it whatever
Stubborn.
anybody believes in.
Stubborn.
Yeah. Me?
Yes.
But whatever made me go that day
Yeah.
was just it wasn't by my own choice. You understand? I made the final choice to walk in, but I tried so hard to make the choice to cancel that appointment. And something out there was looking over my shoulders. I don't. It depends on what religion, whatever you believe in.
Right.
Somebody was out there watching over me because Cheryl, I don't want to say I wouldn't have the guts to go in. I hate doctors.
Yeah. We
They're
all
still
do.
at the top of my list, okay?
Yeah. It's
But
it's right up there with the dentist. Nobody likes going to the doctors.
I'd rather go to the doctor than the dentist, okay? And My dentist knows that. We've had that conversation more than once. I said, I love you as a person, but you're probably my most hated profession I've ever
Mhm.
seen.
Yep, absolutely,
So,
absolutely. So yeah, so I think personal development is something that we all need, but we don't really like. And we can talk about it for everybody else, but we don't like doing that for ourselves, because we don't look in the mirror, or we look in the mirror, but we don't really look in the mirror, and we don't like to, see what we need to fix or how we feel about ourselves. And sometimes we're okay to see about how we feel about everybody else, but we don't ever sit there and sit with ourselves, and try to get out of our own shell to turn into that beautiful butterfly, and be with the courageous of the wings, and deal with things until, sometimes it's all we can do is fight.
mhm. Oh, I look in the mirror. I'd like to get rid of some wrinkles. Anybody got any really good advice? I'm open.
Oh God.
Somebody said, I love my wrinkles. I said, I love the fact that I'm old enough to have them, but I don't mean I have to like them. But they
No,
are what they are. They're my personality. If you don't, I guess it's kind of the thing. If you don't like them, sorry. But
yeah.
yeah, again, I am where I am in life. I am still here because I have people out there that supported me. And for me, that's unusual. You know what I mean? I'm usually the supporter. So I want to, if anybody's listening, I know Bob's out there, and Bob was right there,
I
and
know.
the accolades. And he never knew that every time he said something was right when I was needing it.
I know. He's the best. He really is. He's the best. He's Yeah. I could never say enough about Bob, that's for sure. He's loved and appreciated by many. He impacts a bunch of people, especially when he makes one of his creative things. It's yeah. We love you too, Bob. That's what we definitely got to say. So, yeah, so I'm glad, as far as being a caterpillar forever, I think I think in a way we're all caterpillars forever, because we're always just changing, every 7 years your skin is changing, you know, your body's changing all the time. I think you're peeling the onion, you're going through things all the time. But like you said, some people don't want to change, they don't want to get out of the box, they don't want to learn anything. But that's when you're not learning and you're not moving and you're not doing, then the only thing that's going to happen is, you're eventually going to die. You're just, you're not growing. You're not doing anything except wasting air, wasting time.
Maybe that's where healing gets her wings.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah,
say, caterpillars forever till you get your wings.
yeah.
But my stuff that came from somewhere. But anyway,
So, but yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you got that gift, and it's really cool that you saw the fact that you didn't see the cancer emblem in there, and you saw the positive as far as the butterfly. I think, like, when you do see a puzzle, or you see something, a 3D something, and like you're supposed to see Jesus, or you're supposed to see this or something. I think it's really cool that you either see one vision or the other. And I thought, the fact that you saw the butterfly is, that's where you're at. You're flying your wings and you're doing your thing. And then it's cool that he had to say, hey, but do you see the emblem in the middle? I think that's pretty cool that he had to point that out to you too.
yeah, when I was in school, I don't know. Did you ever take a blotch test when you were in school? Did they make you take them
As far as what
where they hold up the blotches of?
oh yeah, to see the numbers in them.
No, what it was, you see, it's a shape of something and it's a blotch, and you hold it up and you're supposed to tell what it brings to mind.
Oh yeah, we did those.
I remember she was giving me mine, and I think every other one of them was a butterfly, and others were things. And she just stopped. She said, "Do you have you saw nothing negative in these? I said, was one of them supposed to be something negative? Because I thought I had screwed up the test, okay? And she said, no. She said, as many people as I've ever done this blotch test with, most people see negative things. But she said, everybody sees a couple negative. She said, I couldn't even find one that made you go that way. And I said, is that good or bad? She said, it's weird. Okay, so she clarified, I'm weird. Okay.
Either
But
that or either
I
that or
house. I see dogs, I see cats, I don't see anything, I just never have. That's what we did when we were a child. I don't know if you ever did. We got a blanket and laid it down on the ground and looked up at the clouds and
oh, I loved looking for
clouds.
I loved looking for stuff. And I mean that yeah, I love looking at little images up there. Yeah, love doing that. So, yep. Well,
Yeah, like
any
a different generation than most, don't you?
I'm weird with you, Cheryl. That's okay.
Jump on the boat.
That's right. Anything in closing you'd like to say or add?
All I've got to say is, look forward, make your steps, whether they be tiny or whether you take it by leaps and bounds, and become the person that you were put here to be. One that helps other people, one that is productive, and one that just cares about themselves and others. And I did say themselves.
Yeah. You're right. Because if we don't try to help ourselves, we're no good to anybody else. So, because we're just a byproduct of what we think is what we spill out. So, at any rate, Cheryl, as always, I love spending this time with you. I love and appreciate you. And your wisdom is greatly appreciated by me and everybody that watches this. So, I love you very much.
Love you too, and have a great week.
You too. Bye, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
You're like a